previously on the round table, our topic was love versus in love. I got that. So, love to me is when you really care about somebody, you don't want to see anything bad happen to them, and you know, you just have genuine love for them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Now, on the other hand, being in love with somebody, you will do anything for this person.
Mm-hmm.
You'll go to the end of the earth for this person. You'll do 25 to life for this person.
You hide a body for him?
You will take the cat out for this person. You know. Today, on the round table, we're going to have a continuation of a previous episode of love versus in love. And the question is, if I'm not in love anymore, is that enough to get a divorce? How y'all fellas feel about that?
If we're not in love anymore, is that enough to get a divorce? Why you not in love no more? It'd probably be the next question.
That's probably the number one question.
Right, and the next question is, can you get that love back? You know,
Can you rekindle the flame, basically?
Basically, right.
Yeah.
Now, if you can answer those two questions with a no,
Then it's a wrap.
right, because they don't need to waste that person's time or yours.
Right. If it's 50-50, I feel that if it's 50-50, that, yeah, you may still love the person, but you don't have that emotion that you're in love anymore.
Mm-hmm.
As long as you still love the person, I think that you can build from there if you want to. Because number one, you have to want.
You got to want to. Yeah.
You gotta want to build from there.
Nobody
if you
want to be married to somebody who they just love.
right,
because in love with the person.
Because if you done checked out,
yeah, right.
it really
Emotionally,
ain't no reason to fight for it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah.
And like I can't remember what I was watching, but I heard a couple say that married couples should go to therapy during the good times just as well as the bad.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Because just because things are good may not mean that there are issues that y'all not talking about.
Okay. So let me throw something else out there too. That's kind of that I heard per movie that I think that's kind of true too. I forgot the name of the movie. It might have been the Mexican. When he asked the chick, he was like, when two people really really love each other, when do they get to that point that enough is enough?
Enough is enough as far as what?
You know, they're done. They can't get it right for some reason. There's always some issue or whatever, but they really really love each other. When do they get to that point when enough is enough? He gave an answer now, but
right.
you can answer if you want.
Me, this is how I feel. Like, I grew up with both of my parents. You know what I'm saying? My parents have been married 48 years.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I can't say that all of those, well, I'm only 40, so 40 out of the 48, I can't say that I've ever seen my parents have like a hard down argument. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure they have, but they just didn't do it in front of us.
Yeah. I'm
You
the
know
same
what I'm
way.
saying?
I'm the same way.
Yeah, so I feel that, and this goes back to a conversation we had before. One of the biggest things is communication. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And for me, the only thing that I think that would cause me to want a divorce is if the person cheated on me. I can forgive you, but me, I can't be with you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I can't be with you because I don't think that I would be able to build that trust back.
That's the key. The trust is the key. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's hard to once you lose that trust to come back and try to establish that.
Yeah, once
You know what I'm saying?
once you break that like you say, once you break that trust,
Yeah, man.
because this is how I am. I trust people to be just that.
To do the things people do.
Right.
Human,
Now,
only human.
like I've actually, me and my wife have actually had this conversation, and I this is how I am. If you ever feel that you want to step out and try something different, all you gotta do is let me know, cause that lets me know that we ain't gonna be together no more.
That's how I am, man.
Because I would rather us split to a point where we could still be friends than we split and I can't stand the sight of you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
So, you want to say something?
Um.
Because nobody still ain't answered my question.
What was the question?
Go ahead.
No, the question I put about
When is enough enough?
Yeah, when you really, really love each other. She loves you to death, and you love her to death. Y'all in love with each other.
So I think it's when a deal breaker is met, like, so you got a deal breaker, like Pat. I think you say, you
My
know what I'm
deal
saying?
breaker is cheating.
I'm the same way. You know what I'm saying? Now, if you cheat and you step outside the relationship, that's a deal breaker for me. I still can love you, but if that happens, I can't be with you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's just it's not gonna work for me. You know what I mean? That's just it ain't gonna work for me.
And,
you know?
and I think that's on both sides with men and women. Everybody has that point of no return.
But women are more forgiving. I ain't gonna lie.
Women
more
are
forgiving with the
women
cheating.
are a lot
Ho.
more forgiving.
We told y'all explicitly we wasn't gonna talk about this shit. Didn't we tell? Don't we agree on this?
Man, the conversation just flowing. What are you talking
We're
about?
not going. I'm not going there.
Huh?
Well, okay, hold on. Let me say something because y'all talking about cheating.
Yeah, I don't want to talk about
That's-
that.
Okay, you have relationships or you have marriage. We talking about divorce.
So
you
serious
have-
right now,
You have marriages. You have marriages where, I mean, nothing has occurred.
Right, and you
know
just
what I'm
grow
saying?
apart.
You just grow apart. The man hasn't cheated. The woman hasn't cheated.
Yeah.
They still good friends.
Right.
But certain circumstances in a relationship, be it kids or, like me and you said, Pat, the wife may be a nurse and she may work at night. The husband, he may work during the daytime,
Right.
so they never get any personal time together because they're always passing each other. And
Hold on a
based
second.
on those...
Hello?
Answer a phone call
I'm
on the set.
Yeah, man, she kept calling me. Hello?
And based on those
I'm still recording.
circumstances,
Yeah.
they just grew apart.
Yeah.
Oh,
So should they divorce
okay.
because they're not in love, or should they try to rekindle things?
Dog.
See, and I think in that situation, I think that's when communication, the number one thing with that is communication. And the reason I say that is because if you work in third shift, I'm working, say I work first or second shift, and we just passing, when I come home you leaving and vice versa. You know what I'm saying? At that point, one person in the relationship needs to, and this is just talking about careers or whatever, one person needs to make the sacrifice to try to make it where y'all are on the same schedule.
But this has been going on for 2 years.
Right.
I've already fell out of love because I'm friends with her. I already fell out of love with her.
But-
what is your advice to me? What should I do?
Okay.
Have a conversation with your wife. That's the number one thing.
Yeah, you gotta talk about
You
it.
gotta talk about it.
I think-
It can't just be one sided and you feel one way without her, and she don't even know that's how you feeling.
She may not even know you feel that
You're not
way.
giving her a choice or a chance to address it or even change. She may be doing something that she's not knowing that she's unwillingly. She's not knowing that she's doing something that causes you to feel the way you feel.
So-
you gotta
so-
take that into consideration
so
before
here-
you just
so-
say, hey, I think I'm gonna be out. I don't want to do this.
Right. So here's my thing.
Because the topic is about that type of scenario anyway.
Right.
Not so much as far as cheating and none of that stuff.
Yeah.
But when you get to that point where you just fall out of love for various reasons.
Yeah. Okay.
Or just say, and here's something that, say a woman has a baby. You know, a lot of women go through postpartum when their emotions are like all over the place. And during that time, those emotions cause her to not even want to be next to her husband. You know what I'm saying? And during that time, he understands what she's going through, but it's pushing him away because he doesn't feel that connection anymore. Even though he knows that it may pass, but some people don't have the patience to wait for it to pass before their mind checks out.
So, it goes back to your vows. Through thick and thin, sickness and health. You know, that's stuff that you really got to think about when you say I do. What if this person really just say, like you say, postpartum. That's a sickness.
Yeah.
It is.
You know what I mean? I understand that it's probably burdening you or bothering you that she's going through this, but she got to come out of it on her own time. And your vows dictate that you have to, be patient and stick it out, regardless of how long it is. Yeah, it ain't necessarily it's hard, but it's fair. But that's what it is.
So let me ask you this, just a scenario. Say that she is going through postpartum, right?
Okay.
So, all right. So what's the time frame? It's like 6 weeks after a woman have a baby that they can start having sex again or whatever, right? Mm-hmm. So after those 6 weeks, she don't want this man to touch her. She don't want to be next to him. She don't even want to be in the same room with him. That could cause a lot of stress.
All right.
On a relationship.
Yeah. Okay. I think you have to be understanding of what your partner's going through. Women or men.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
you have to
men.
be. All right. You in a relationship. Y'all boy in this thing together. You know what I'm saying? You got to be understanding. Like you have to be patient. With this person.
I understand, and I agree with you 100%.
Okay.
But it comes to a point where man or woman, a person can only take so much.
Well, back to what I said. Your vows, if you married,
I understand what you.
I'm just saying it dictates that
it does,
and
I don't.
Never a point that you get to a point where you say.
I don't disagree with that.
I mean,
I don't disagree with that, but people are human.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? People are human. People have feelings. People have emotions.
It's just a test, bro.
And I agree with that also. But some people may not be strong enough to pass that test.
And this is what we're telling them. It's a test. If you are married, this is what you vowed to do. This is what you vowed to be patient. They don't say it specifically, but it's interpreted and understood that if someone's sick, they might have cancer. You might have to deal with the fact that you might not
All right, so
do that no more.
I know, Joe. You said that let's take cheating out the scenario.
Yeah, because that's
not what we're talking about.
I understand, right. But being that we brought postpartum into it, right? Because I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't understand it. Like really understand.
This stuff getting cut out.
I can't even get with postpartum because I'm gonna tell you why I can't get with postpartum because to me a medical condition is different from just
a choice you want.
No, not when you bring a medical condition.
You saying postpartum isn't a medical condition?
No, he's saying that it is.
It is.
He's saying that it is.
He's saying it is.
Okay.
I said when you bring a medical condition into it, that's different than just being us growing apart.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? That's different.
Yeah.
If you got a medical condition, then I'm more understanding to that.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Fall out of love with you because of a medical condition.
Now I'm following you.
So I'm tripping right now. So you got a medical condition, and this medical condition, what's the word I'm looking for? All right, so this medical condition, you got a medical condition, right? And while you're going through that medical condition,
Yo, bro.
that condition causes you to
Stick that
step
shit
out
out.
of your marriage.
What?
It's possible.
No.
That's not what. That's not
Yeah.
what. That's not what.
You know we
Yeah.
cutting this shit out, right? So you just let nut make
No,
it.
I'm just saying. Okay,
No.
Fuck you, drink.
Yeah. No. So
Go ahead, LeVar.
so no. All right. So
Okay, go ahead, stop.
like you get a pass if it's a medical condition. You get a pass. You know what I'm saying? We just talking about naturally.
Natural falling apart.
Yeah, we just growing apart. Cause
And that goes back to the first two questions I asked.
so listen, me personally,
You don't
I
answer the
know
question.
that I constantly evolve and I constantly change.
Right.
The person I was matter of fact, person I was last year ain't the person I am now because I constantly, you know what I'm
Because
saying?
you don't eat shit now. First you wasn't eating no meat and just like some chicken and shit.
Yeah, but no, what I'm saying is, you know what I'm saying, you constantly grow and you evolve as a person. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes the way you evolve is not at the same rate as the person you
Okay.
would evolve.
and sometimes they never evolve.
Yeah, some people content with being just like how they am
Hardy
right
up,
now.
Yeah.
Right.
I know I'm not that type of person. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? If I happen to be with somebody who's like, okay, you know what I'm saying, I'm good where I'm at. You know what I'm saying? Bills paid, you know, kids
They
good,
don't
I'm
want nothing
good.
else.
They don't want nothing else. You know what I'm saying? That's all right with some people. With me, I constantly feel like I got to do something, you know what I'm saying, more.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Now, when you get in that situation where you constantly growing, the other person is all right being where they at, what do you do?
See,
You know what I'm saying?
that's a situation that would draw people apart.
Yeah.
Right.
That's the natural situation
I'm
you're
not
talking about.
Medical
Medical.
Yeah.
conditions
Okay.
with cheating.
Yeah.
Just
And that was
naturally
that's a
growing
very, very
apart.
good example.
And because we're growing in different directions,
Yeah.
Right.
we fall. I fall out of love with you.
Yeah.
What do I do?
Yeah.
Talk. It goes back
Dog.
to
It
communication.
goes back to communication.
You always-
But
you gotta talk.
even after you communicate, if one of the parties is not willing
Mhm.
to bring it back together, then it'll never work.
I mean, that's when we saying the question, because the topic was, is that a reason for divorce?
Listen, man, it's
Y'all
tough.
growing apart because
It's tough, and I hate to say it, but I think it is a reason for divorce, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's tough, man. It ain't no
When
good.
you-
It's really no good answer for this.
well, let's take this situation. Let's break it down,
Okay,
and I'm gonna give y'all my answer.
all right.
One person like to evolve, be more, want more. The other person just content, stagnant, where they at, don't want nothing more. And this is more passionate to the other person that they do other things and move forward, evolve even more. And they start to grow apart because of the two differences. First thing, the person that wants to evolve needs to communicate that to the other person. How passionate it is to them and how important it is to them, and they got to try to compromise somehow.
Same
If-
thing, communication.
Communication. Now, if the other person who just wants to stay stagnant, if they don't want to compromise at all, well, I'm just content where I'm at. I'm not changing. That's me. Forget it. Whatever. Now you have given them a choice. You have put the problem out there. You gave them a chance to address it. They addressed it. They're not willing to compromise. So you already know if you're gonna evolve, you're doing it on your own, and this person gonna stay the same. So ain't no more. To me, it ain't no more there. I think that is a reason for divorce.
I mean, it's room for the person to grow, but it's no room for the relationship to grow.
Right, exactly. Right, so yeah, I mean, if it's that much difference and it's going to bother that one person that much to grow apart and not want to be with that person, you should get a divorce. Why waste time for either of you?
Dog,
I mean, why should you just stay and be unhappy, really unhappy?
And that's another thing. If you're not, I'm speaking for myself. If I'm not happy, I can't be with you. If us being together isn't making me happy, that's a reason for me to leave.
But it's not always your spouse that's not making you happy.
I understand that.
Okay,
Speak on that.
The situation is making you unhappy.
Yeah.
I talked to Pat. Me and Pat had a conversation about this. So I'm gonna go ahead and put my business out on the street. Okay. So, I'm in a marriage. I have 2 kids. Both of my kids play sports. My son played football, and he played basketball for a little while. My daughter, she did gymnastics.
Mm-hmm.
So my wife, and both of them requires a lot of travel.
Mm-hmm.
So my wife, she was always gone here with my daughter doing gymnastics. I was always gone here with my son doing sports.
Mm-hmm.
So we never got a lot of time together because the kids naturally drew us apart. You know what I'm saying? Not purposely, but naturally, because you gonna do that for your kids.
Right.
I'm here at football camps in Florida, in South Carolina, this place, that place with my son doing football camps. She's here in Texas, in Alabama, or whatever, doing gymnastics with my daughter. So me and her never got any time together. So the kids drew us apart.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Not on purpose, but because it was involved.
It's just part of life.
Life. Life happened.
Yeah.
And it drew us apart. And a lot of couples probably are in the same predicament. You know what I'm saying? Life just draws them apart. And because they don't have that time together, you know, some of them may not be strong enough like I would, like me and my wife was, to sustain our relationship.
Right.
But because they spend all that time apart, they fall out of love.
Right.
Because life happens.
And see, my advice for situations like that would be, yes, life happens. Kids go in different directions, and one got to go with one got to go with the other. But, and I think when me and you was talking about this, what I said was, as a couple, they have to designate their time.
There you go.
Even though it may be hard, but they have to dedicate time for each other. Yeah, we got our kids. They very active. We don't want to take away from what they're doing, especially if it's something that they're passionate about.
Right.
We want to support them, but we have to make time for each other.
It gotta be a conscious decision. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You can't just let life just happen.
Right.
Like, you consciously gotta be like, look,
you gotta sit down and be
excuse.
like, baby, damn, you know, we ain't had time together in a long time.
Yeah.
You doing this with her, I'm doing this with him.
Yeah.
Hey, how about on this day? This may be our only free day. No
matter
matter what's going on,
Yeah.
we gonna sit this day aside for each other.
Okay.
Yeah.
It always comes back to one thing: communication.
Yeah.
Always.
Let me tell you something.
But you got to make a conscious effort to be able to stop. If it's bothering you that much, you got to say something, because nobody's doing nothing wrong.
Right.
But you got to let it be. You know, hey, somebody got to say, hey, you know what? These kids, man, they got us going. We don't have no time together. You know what I'm saying? You know, listen. You know, and somebody got to put it out there.
Right. And
But
I feel that being in love and communication, they go hand in hand.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
If you in love with somebody,
if you in love
you
with
won't-
somebody and you don't communicate with them, that love is not gonna last.
Yeah, you doing them a disservice.
Yeah, that love is not gonna last, because I think we talked about this in a previous episode. If there's something going on and we don't talk about it, we'll never know how the other person feels.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
That's
So, like I said, in that situation that Joe just brought up, as a married couple, they have to. It ain't something that we have to make time for each other.
And that's where date nights come into play.
You have to make, even if it's only one day. It's 7 days in a week. If you just take one day that y'all dedicate for yourself and be like, listen, on this day, regardless of what's going on, if anybody asks us to do anything, I can't. I got plans.
We're gonna plan to take the day off together.
Right.
We're gonna
If we got
whatever.
if we both got vacation time, listen, let's take this day off from work and we spend the whole, because even if the kids got something going on that day, that morning from the time they go to school until it's time for them to go to their, little sporting events or whatever, we got at least 8 hours that we could dedicate that day to do it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you consciously have to take time to build with your spouse, man.
You
Like,
got to.
it can't be like, this is what happened and we just allow life to happen. Like, no,
Life
no.
can't be an excuse.
Yeah, you got to consciously stop and be like, look, I ain't spending time with my woman and I don't know when.
Right.
I got to. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
For the sake of the relationship, like, I got to do this.
You remember we were talking about earlier on one of those episodes? It might have been off camera. You got them friends who you ain't talked to in years or even a long time. But when you talk to them, it's just like yesterday.
Yeah.
Even if it's one day out of the month, you know what I'm saying? It mean more. That one day or them couple hours that you spend could put you back in that in love mood. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That in love mode to where, you know what? I'm good.
Right, because I believe that if you fell in love with a person, you fell in love with that person for who they are. So it doesn't take much to sustain it.
There you go.
You know what I'm saying? A relationship requires maintenance, just like a car requires maintenance, just like a house requires maintenance.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Love needs maintenance.
Being in love and
Yes.
being in a marriage or a committed relationship is going to take maintenance.
That's some
And
good
those are-
shit, fam.
that's it.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's it. With the analogies and shit. With the car and the house.
But that's real though.
Okay.
Because
yeah,
you know what I'm
I can
saying?
feel you. I can feel you on that shit.
If y'all go all this time and don't have no one-on-one time, you might get an oil leak. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
yeah.
And if you don't get that oil leak, guess what? Your motor gonna burn up.
Shit. Hey.
And that's the same thing with being in love. If you don't fix that leak, eventually that love is gonna break.
Damn. That's some good shit, man.
Hey, and then you go the wrong route and end up getting a new engine.
Yeah, dog.
I'm just saying.
Hey.
I'm just saying. I mean, that's what happens. You know, when people don't talk, they end up they make bad decisions.
Okay.
When you initially get a car, you should always keep the oil change, keep it maintenance, keep it service, right? And what happens when you don't? You get one problem, and then the problem get bigger because you don't address it, and you don't address it, and you don't address it, and then all of a sudden you like, you know what? Damn, I'm done with this car.
Hey,
I want another car. I'm getting a new engine for this car.
But you know, staying on that same scenario, whatever, you know what I'm saying? All relationships in the beginning, they're good. You know what I'm saying? Because, I'm gonna just say for marriage, probably your first 2 to 3 years of marriage, it's like a honeymoon period. You know what I'm saying? Everything is all good. You know what I'm saying? Y'all love each other. Y'all want to be around each other all the time. But once that relationship start getting some years on it, you know what I'm saying? You might not want to be around them all the time. Not saying that you don't love them or you're not in love with them, but y'all just need a little distance. So when y'all come back together,
Absence
makes the heart grow fonder. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, let me tell you something. Me and my wife, we do separate vacations a lot. I go out with y'all sometime on cruises or whatnot. She go out with her girls on cruises.
Right.
But I'll be honest with you, and I don't know if she want me saying this or not, but personally, I'd be looking forward to when I leave for the weekend and come back. And I'd be looking forward to it.
But you got to think about it, though. Everybody, regardless, and this is just in life in general, everybody need a break.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Everybody needs a break from life. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Not necessarily saying that you going out to do anything wrong,
Right.
but you just need a break where you could unwind,
Yeah.
get refocused, and hit the reset button.
Yeah, man.
There you go.
You know what I'm
For
saying?
everything.
Because
marriage, life, work, everything.
yeah, because
Exactly.
if you don't, you gonna burn out.
Right,
Yeah,
yeah.
you're right.
You know what I'm saying? You will burn out,
You gotta take
and
it.
what that's going to do, that's going to cause unnecessary strain on your marriage or your relationship, and then y'all look at each other sideways, and y'all don't really have a reason to.
Yeah.
You what to say about?
Nah, I'm just agreeing, man.
Oh,
Like
okay.
you always gonna need that little break from. It doesn't matter if it's like with the kids, with the wife, with work. You know what I'm saying? You need that time to kind of disengage.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Get yourself together.
Everybody needs some me time.
Yeah, man. You need that shit.
Everybody,
in a relationship, when you in a relationship, you know what I'm saying, it's good to, you know what I'm saying, like we do our damn guys trip or whatever. That shit is, you know what I'm saying, that shit is needed. You know what I mean?
it's like
Yeah.
it's like hitting the reset button.
Yeah, man.
That shit creates balance.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it does.
It do, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, and like I said, everybody gotta find out that thing. It can be a couple things in their marriage or in their relationship that allows them to be able to find, that allows them to find that good part of their relationship. You know what I'm saying? Even though it may be, it may not look, may not look as the best thing for some people. That's people on the outside looking in. You don't know what to do for a marriage or what to do for a relationship.
Dog.
You know what I'm saying? Because some people, and like in marriages or engaged or that they're dating, some of them don't like their significant other, going away on guys trips or girls trips, and I don't see why. What's the big deal?
That's not healthy.
It's not healthy.
So y'all said communication is the key, but at what point, if you feel that you're not in love anymore, at what point do you say, okay, we've communicated, it's best for us to.
Alright, so I think you got to go, like, everything has to be put out on the table. You have to try everything. Counseling,
Mm-hmm.
you know what I'm saying? You constantly talking to the person. Like, you gotta, like, it has to be steps. You can't just be like, oh, it
You gotta
ain't working.
exhaust all
Yeah,
possibilities.
that's the last option.
Yeah, that's
the last option.
That should be the last
Like
option.
I feel
And I've heard people
Never
say,
stop talking.
I've heard people say that they ask their significant other to go to counseling, but the other person ain't willing to go to counseling because they don't feel that anybody could tell them how to feel or how to fix what they have.
Well,
And I kind of disagree with that.
I disagree with that too, because anything that's going to help to contribute to make the marriage or the relationship healthy, you should be all for trying it.
And you should have, even though a lot of people have this thing, well, I don't want nobody in my business, but you need to have an unbiased opinion.
There you go. Got to. No.
Yeah, that shit, I think that shit tough because, kind of being in that field, you know what I'm saying? And especially, I think it's especially when we talk about black families, it is almost taboo to think that you need somebody else to come in your relationship to help you out. You know what I'm saying? Like going to counseling and stuff like that. Like most people don't see that as a necessary part of, you know what I'm saying, being in a relationship and providing maintenance to a relationship.
Right.
But you know what I'm saying? I think we have to come to a point like, look, we need that person who's unbiased, you know what I'm saying, who don't have a dog in the fight to kind of weigh in. You know what I'm saying?
Who can say, oh, you dead wrong.
Yeah, man,
You know what
you
I'm
need
saying?
that shit, man. You know
Just
what I'm
because
saying?
I'm telling you wrong, you might take it as, just that we not agreeing. But when you got somebody who don't have anything to do with it, and they tell you, hey, I understand where he coming from.
Yeah.
You might need
Some
to
people
reevaluate
need that third party, that unbiased opinion.
It don't necessarily have to do with who's right and who's wrong.
Right. Yeah.
But this
not
is
right or wrong thing.
But based on your input and your input, this is what I think you guys need in order to move forward.
Right.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it for a person that's going to be a third party.
Right.
Yeah.
and both, and like we've all said that both parties have to be committed to
You're right.
the try everything.
Now, once you then get to that point, we already identified that there's a problem. Now we address the problem with the person who we're involved with. Now we're brainstorming to come up with different ideas and things that we can do to try to change some things, so one or both don't feel that way anymore. Now you try those things, and you still got the same feeling.
Then I think once you've tried everything in your power to make it work, and you still don't feel that love for the person anymore, I think at that point y'all need to come together and have a conversation and end as friends instead of end as hating one another.
Yeah, I think it's all right to check out. Once you get to that point,
Yeah.
it's okay to check out, man. It's all right to check out. You tried everything, counseling, whatever the case may be.
And
it's
here's
not
the,
working.
You can't make somebody love you.
And here's
if
the
they
thing.
really don't love you.
I know everybody's
stupid
probably
to try to
heard
fix it.
of people getting a divorce and end up getting remarried.
Yeah.
Somebody got a song. I think it's Jaheim. I can't make you love me.
Yeah, I gotta check
Yeah,
that one out.
because just because we may be at two different points in our life that it's just not working. Not saying that I don't love you. I may not be in love with you like I was before, but I still love you.
Yeah.
Not saying that I can't be with you, but right now it's just not working. Maybe later on they may get to a better position in life and they on the same wavelength and they could get back together. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. So, are they wrong? Is the other person wrong for wanting the other person to stay in the relationship or the marriage, since we're talking about divorce, until that point comes?
I don't think that you should make someone stay. It goes back to what I said earlier. If you're unhappy, the best thing for you to do is walk away. Because if you're unhappy, eventually the other person is going to become unhappy as well.
And when you say unhappy, I mean, when you say walk away, you saying with the conversation, of course.
Right.
Not just cold turkey.
No.
And the other person have no idea.
No.
You saying communicate to them so they get unhappy.
Yeah.
It don't seem, and I'm honest with you, I'm telling you, it don't seem like I'm ever going to get to that point where we were again.
Right.
At least right now. And the best thing in my eyes for us to do is to go ahead and separate and
go our separate ways. We still love it. We still love one another.
Yeah.
But right now, it's just not working.
Yeah.
Are you still in love with them, or you just love them?
You just love them. Because that's the whole thing. If you're not in love, is that
Right.
reason to get a divorce.
Exactly.
And then see, the thing about it is,
Hey, he don't know you. You chance to talk.
No,
my bad.
no,
But
no.
my thing is, in order to get a divorce, you have to be separated for 1 year. During that 1 year, something may change.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
So it's not totally over with. You still got a chance, is what you're saying.
Yeah, we
To
can
make things. I mean, because when you separate, you given that year to see if things are going to work again or not.
Right. As long as you do things the right way,
Right.
you get a legal separation. You know what I'm saying? You living in your house, I'm living in my house. You know what I'm saying? And it may come to the point where, especially if we not on bad terms,
Right.
where we still talk all the time, we still communicate with one another, and life may bring us back together.
Right.
Life may keep us apart, but at least if it keeps us apart, we're still friends.
Right.
Yeah.
And like you said, going about it the right way.
Yeah, as long as you go about it the right way, I don't see why you couldn't come back from it.
Right.
As long as both parties have in their mind that that's what they want.
So all right, so check it out. So you have people who, like we talking about, just grow apart, right? We grow apart. We ain't talking about nothing, no cheating and that stuff. We
Right.
Just grow apart
yeah,
naturally.
right. Just naturally grow apart, right? So, I think it's important that you be able to, if you know what I'm saying, it just ain't working out. You know what I'm saying? I think it's important that you had that conversation with that other person and say, you know what I'm saying, it's not working, and allow that shit to happen. As far as, you know what I'm saying, separating, allow it to happen, and knowing, you know what I'm saying, that you tried everything. Because I'm not suggesting that somebody, you know what I'm saying, be rash about their decision making and then just let, you know what I'm saying, oh, the shit ain't working out, then we separate. I'm saying you tried everything.
Mm-hmm.
We just naturally growing apart. I think it's okay, you know what I'm saying, to separate. You know what I'm saying? The divorce, the separate. All right? And that being said, you know, just you want to be mature about the situation, because I'm speaking as a divorced man. I'm speaking, you know what I'm saying, from my experiences.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like me and my ex, you know what I'm saying, I wouldn't consider us friends, but we are cordial.
Mm-hmm.
We cordial with each other. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? Ain't no beefing between us and none of that stuff, but we cordial. You know what I'm saying? It didn't work out.
Right.
It's okay. It didn't work out. You know what I'm saying? I think you should be able to be able to separate yourself from that other person. You know what I'm saying? In a manner where you know, ain't no beef involved in that shit. You know what I'm saying? You just, okay, it didn't
work out.
Yeah, it just didn't work out. It's all right.
So, if I had to give a final thought, the topic was, if you're not in love with a person anymore, at what point do you get a divorce?
Is that enough to get a divorce?
Now I'm gonna go back to the question I asked at the beginning. So we talked about a lot of different aspects of this topic. The question I asked is, when two people really love each other, and let's just add in there so we can be clear, when they really love each other and they are in love with each other, at what point do they say enough is enough, and they want to get to the point where they want to separate or divorce? Now, it's a difference when you have that natural growing apart,
Right.
and you know the love will start to dwindle and fade away. You love them, you're not in love with them, but I'm talking about in love. See, when you're in love with someone, no, I'm just saying.
I understand what you're saying.
Okay, so when you're in love with someone, you're willing to do whatever it takes to make things work and get to that point where y'all were before.
Yeah.
Especially if y'all communicating and one person is feeling one way and the other person had no idea that's how they feel. That other person would normally want to do whatever they can to try to, get things back on track. So when two people in love with each other and they really love each other, when they get to that point where enough is enough, you'll never get to that point.
All right.
When you in love.
Okay.
But when you love someone and the love is going apart or whatever, yeah, you get to a point where enough is enough. When you talk about it, when you address the problem, you talk about it, and you try to come up with solutions, and you try, and it just still don't work. That's the point.
So I have a question, and I'm just asking because I don't know.
Okay.
So, can you be in love with somebody like you was just describing and be unhappy?
Yeah. But not to the point where you want to separate or divorce.
But what if?
But if you get to the point where, and the person not making you happy at all, I can't see how you can be in love.
No, I'm just saying you may be in love, but it might just be certain situations that's just making you unhappy. Is your happiness more important than the relationship?
You know what? I'm not even going to address that, because there's like two elements in there that really.
It's hard.
It is hard because the two elements are conflicting. You're really, really in love with the person, but you're unhappy. I'm trying to see how you could really be in love and unhappy at the same time.
It could just be things that's going on. You know what I'm saying?
That you don't like.
All right, so listen.
It's just making you unhappy.
If I in love, you know what I'm saying, I ain't letting go if I in love.
Right, you're gonna address the issue because you love the person.
If I in love, you know what I'm saying, I'm not letting go. if it's just like a general love, if it turned to a point where it's just a general love, I'll be okay with, you know what I'm saying, separating from that person, letting it go, knowing that, you know what I'm saying, like I don't want nothing bad happen to you, whatever.
Knowing that you did everything that you
could do. But I feel like I've exhausted every possible option that I have. You know what I'm saying? But we just, you know what I'm saying, I so love that person, but you know what I'm saying, I'm okay with letting them go. If I'm in love with that person, I'm still holding on.
And you're gonna do what? Whatever.
Yeah, I'm still fighting for.
You gonna talk about it. You gonna try to push as much as you can.
Yeah, I'm still fighting. If
fighting,
I'm in love, I'm still fighting.
Now,
if it's just a love situation with general love, then you know what I'm saying, I'm okay with letting it go.
And I'm gonna go further to say this: when you in love and you fighting for the situation, when you start to fight for the situation and ain't nobody else fighting with you, that's when that more so general love just start to kick in, and you're really not happy.
And that can also be when you in love and you fighting, but you're not getting the same fight from the other side,
right? Yeah.
And you're unhappy.
Yeah, that's what I said.
But before you said that it is conflicting. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but I cleaned that shit up in my last statement.
I guess I ain't been paying you no attention.
But yeah, that's it for the round table today, man. A lot of good points. Yo, when you get to that point that when you're in love with a person, man, you're going to fight for them. And you're never going to get to that point where you're going to say, you know, that's it, I want a divorce. But we agreeing that you're going to get to that point if there ain't no fight from the other side or nobody's willing to try to fix with the issues that have been addressed. That's what caused love to turn it from in love to the general love.
The bottom line is exhaust every measure.
You got to try everything.
That's the bottom line.
Before you turn seek divorce, exhaust every measure.
Exactly.
You have
bottom line.
Yeah, that's the fair thing to do for everybody.
A platinum production, man.